Hi, my name is William Chung, and today I will be talking about the lack of diversity in terms of ethnicity and income at Cal Poly. Cal Poly SLO is part of the CSU system, which comprises of 23 campuses across California. More than half of CSU students are students of color. However, that is not the case at Cal Poly. Cal Poly SLO is the least diverse public college between the CSU system and UC system. According to Cal Poly's demographic report in fall 2020, about 54% of students are white, 18% are Hispanic, 13% are Asian, 8% are multiracial, 1% are African American, and less than 1% are Native American. Cal Poly has made efforts to increase diversity and has seen a 1.2% increase in underrepresented minorities from 20.5% in 2018 to a total of 21.7% in 2020. However, it is still mostly white and fails to be reflective of the increasingly diverse population in California. Besides being the least racially diverse public college in California, Cal Poly also has the lowest income diversity. In 2013, only 20% of students came from households with incomes below $40,000 per year, compared to the average of 48% in the CSU system and 47% in the UC system. In the class of 2013, 67% of students came from households in the top 20%, which is defined as making over $110,200 per year. Cal Poly has the highest proportion of students in this income group among public universities in California. The median parental income of Cal Poly students is $152,900, one of the highest between the UC and CSU system. Cal Poly also has the highest average cost for public universities in California when taking into account the amount of financial aid that is given to students. Students who graduate from Cal Poly have one of the highest incomes 10 to 12 years after graduation. For example, students who came from the bottom 20% of incomes have a 54% of being in the top 20% after graduation. Thus, low-income students who attend Cal Poly have a reasonable opportunity for upward social mobility. According to the Graduate Status Report in 2020, early career graduates from Cal Poly earn an average of $70,000 per year. Despite this high number, the overall social mobility of Cal Poly students is low, mostly due to the lack of low-income students that it serves. In 2013, only 3% of students came from the bottom 20% of incomes. Cal Poly has the second highest net cost for low-income students, which is defined as families making less than $30,000 in the CSU system. The average net cost in the CSU system is about $6,720 compared to $10,569 at Cal Poly. A study by the U.S. Department of Education showed that there is a 2.6% decrease in non-white students and 4% decrease in Latinx students for every $1,000 increase in the net cost for low-income students in public colleges in California. The U.S. Department of Education also discovered that there is an almost one-to-one positive relationship between the percentage of students at public universities in California who receive Pell Grants and the percentage of students who identify as Latinx and non-white. Ultimately, Cal Poly is just too expensive for low-income students in California, especially when given other options that are cheaper, and this is one of the main factors that may explain the lack of diversity in terms of ethnicity and income at Cal Poly. This lack of equality of opportunity is unfair given the fact that Cal Poly is one of the top public colleges in California that primarily competes with the UCs and not CSUs. Low income and minority students may be less likely to attend due to financial reasons or may be hesitant to attend a predominantly white institution. Today, equality of condition does not exist in our world. That is, not everyone is born at the same starting point or has the same amount of resources to succeed in life. Currently, Cal Poly is mostly serving students who are born with more privileges in life. Low-income students and minority students do not have the same access to Cal Poly that wealthier students do. The equality of condition argues that those who are born with as much privilege should be given more resources in order to achieve equity. One example of this ideology is affirmative action, which involves favoring those who come from less privileged social classes in order to provide more resources. Affirmative action, however, is illegal under the California Civil Rights Initiative, or Prop 209, which prohibits public universities in California from considering race when making admission decisions and providing financial aid. So, what efforts have Cal Poly made to increase diversity in lieu of this policy? Well, in order to address this issue, Cal Poly has created a new grant known as the Cal Poly Opportunity Grant to increase diversity and create an intercultural experience that prepares all students for success. This grant is intended to provide financial aid to high achieving low income California students who meet admission requirements but can't afford to attend. This grant is based off of the Cal Poly Scholars Program, which provides students from California partner high schools with scholarships for up to 5 years, a technology package, advising, and other support. The program's goal was to increase the retention rate of first generation and low income students. Diversity and inclusion is becoming more and more important in today's world, and Cal Poly recognizes that, which is why the university is dedicated to fostering a diverse, equitable, and inclusive community where all social identities are welcome and a wide variety of perspectives can come together to enhance the learning experience. Cal Poly wants to have a student population that is reflective of the ever diversifying demographics of California, since engaging with others who are different from them can allow students to become more knowledgeable and empathetic leaders in our increasingly globalized world.